Today we have an easy woodworking project that you can make for the kids. We're going to make some old-timey wood toys. And these are very simple toys, great for very young kids, even infants. I think they're pretty cool, and they're something that beginner woodworkers can easily do, so here's how I made them. I started out making some wheels. I had a method in mind, so I did a little experimenting with it and came up with a decent looking wheel. I started out by taking a Forstner bit and drilling in maybe 1/8 of an inch or so, and this will be the wheel part. I didn't realize it, but this one I'm drilling here will be unusable because of that knot at the edge of the board. It angles right into the part that would be the wheel. I neglected to look at the other side of the board before I started drilling. The size was a 30 millimeter Forstner bit, and that's about 1 3/16 inches or so. So I got a bunch of those drilled out, and I'm going to switch over to a hole saw. I used a 2 1/8 inch hole saw, and that's an outside diameter on the hole saw, so that's the size hole you get. But the inside diameter and what the size of the wheel will end up as is about 1 7/8 inches. I put it in there and tighten it all down, not realizing it's not centered in the chuck. I get all positioned, clamp the board down so it doesn't move. Start it up, and whoa, that's not right. Got to fix that. Loosen it up, center it, retighten, give it a test run. That looks much better. And it's not lined up right. Got to redo that. Then we can drill. I'm not drilling all the way through. I'm getting the pilot bit through and part way through the board with the hole saw and drilling a few like that. Then I'll flip it over and finish them up from the other side. That helps prevent blowout or tear out on the underside. This also helps get them out of the hole saw too, because it finishes the cut and it's only part way in, and so it's not holding on to them as hard. You can actually buy ready-made wood toy wheels, and I think axles and caps and everything you need to put wheels on these things, and in various styles and sizes too. I'll leave a link in the description so you can take a look at them if you want. But I wanted to make my own, mainly to see if I could, and end up with something decent. I think these turned out all right. I do the next batch from the front, and when I go to flip it and get ready to cut them out, I notice the knot. Oh, good. Oh well, I'll just have to cut another one. I actually cut a couple extra anyway, just in case I messed one up or broke one or something. Then it's over to the disc and belt sander to clean up all the cut edges and put a chamfer on the inside and outside edges also. With that done, I took them back to the drill press to enlarge the center hole because I'm going to use a 5/16 inch dowel for the axles, and the pilot bit of the hole saw was something less than that. So I'm holding them with this old clamp and drilling them out by just kind of letting the bit center itself as it first touches. Then I hold it down and finish drilling through. Here's another way to do the chamfers on the edges. Put it on a dowel and spin it on the disc or the belt. You can also clamp your random orbit sander in a wood vise or to your workbench upside down and use that to sand these small parts. It's actually probably safer to use that when you're doing these small pieces. I just clean up the wheel portion, that initial cut with the Forstner bit, just using hand sanding and some sheet sandpaper. And while I'm at it, I give the whole thing a little going over with the hand sanding. Then I'm starting on the actual vehicle part of the toy. I just drew out on a 2x4 the shape I wanted. Nothing complicated, just the general shape of a car and a pickup truck. And I cut them out on the bandsaw. I'm starting with the pickup truck here for no particular reason. You could cut these out with a jigsaw if you don't have a bandsaw, but I've shown you that method plenty of times. This is faster and easier, so I went to the bandsaw this time. And there's the truck. Same for the car. And there that is. Nothing fancy. Then I figured, well, I'll just sand everything down. But then I thought, well, it'd probably be quicker and less work to just round over all the edges with the router, so that's what I did. This rubber mat I'm using here really helps hold the workpiece from sliding around. And you can buy rubber mats specifically made for this, but I just bought a roll of drawer liner and cut off a piece. You can get that anywhere, home centers or Wally World or online. It's way cheaper and does the job just fine. Then I went back to sanding. And I spent a while getting out the saw cut marks and making sure all the edges were nice and smooth. Don't want any sharp edges or corners if it's going to be played with by little hands. Then it's time for some wheel placement, and I'm just setting them on there and putting them where I think is proportional and what looks right. Then I just mark through the hole, and that's mainly for front and back placement, but I make sure I get one at the height that would be good. And then I set my combination square to that measurement and mark all of the rest for height using that so they're all the same. I've seen them where people drill out kind of a fender well with a larger than the wheel Forstner bit, so the wheel sits in a bit, but I'm not doing that. I'm just keeping these very simple. Then it's back to the drill press to drill out the axle holes. And I'm using a brad point bit here for accuracy. And I'm going the next size bigger than a 5/16, which is a 21/64. So the axle will spin freely through the hole but not have much slop. For some reason this bit wanted to clog up on me and not eject the shavings, so it was kind of tedious. I had to keep scraping and cleaning it out, but I eventually got it done. There's a couple ways to do the axles and wheels. You can glue the axle in so it's fixed to the body part and then drill the wheel holes a little bit bigger so they spin on it. But then you have to glue some sort of cap on to hold the wheels on. I'm doing it the simple way, which is to let the whole axle spin and just gluing the wheels to the axle. They spin just fine, but just together and not independently. I'm holding the wheels on there just to get a quick measurement on how long I need to cut the axles. It was 2.5 inches total, so I cut the dowels at 2 3/4 to have some stick out so it looks like a wheel hub. Then I just cut them with my little trim saw. Then with one axle cut, I do a little dry fit here, putting the wheel on, putting the axle through, putting the other wheel on, just to make sure that the length of the axle is okay and I'm satisfied with the stick out, and make sure everything's good. Then I cut the rest of them. Before I do the glue up, I figured I'd put a little finish on them so I can get finish on the entire body part and also on the backs of the wheels. Could be left with no finish at all, but they would be more susceptible to holding dirt and smudges and such. These things are basically made for little kids, so you want to use something that's kid safe, because, whenever you hand something to an infant, it always goes right to the mouth. I'm using a paste that I made up, which is a mixture of natural beeswax and food-grade mineral oil. No stain, no paint, just for a natural look. If you wanted them darker or maybe the wheels a different color for that look, you could use an all-natural stain like coffee or tea and then putting the food safe coating on that. It doesn't change the look much, just barely darker. I make my own, but you can buy food safe products like this as butcher block or cutting board conditioner. So with that done, it's pretty simple glue up. Just have to make sure you don't get any glue on the back side of the wheels where it might get glued to the body. I'm just adding a little dab of glue to the inside of the wheel hole and then spreading it out a little on the inside. Then when I push the axle in from the back, it will push any excess glue out the front. So don't put any glue on the axle. That would get pushed to the inside. You don't want that. These fit pretty snug too, so I had to persuade a couple of them with a little hammering. Once one wheel is on, insert it into the body and then glue the other wheel on the same way. And make sure and not get them too far on. You want a little gap there so the wheels can spin freely. Same drill for the other axle on the car and then the truck, and we're done. Two very simple kids' toys using 2x4 cutoffs, some 1/2 inch or 5/8 thick material for the wheels, and a 5/16 dowel. After the builds were complete, as any vehicle manufacturer would, I did extensive product testing, including durability and crash testing, speed and performance testing, frontal impact testing, slow speed handling, and various other tests to make sure the finished products were good value and safe for the end user. I think these will do. You can buy wood toys like this, but I think a gift has more meaning when it's handmade. They're great for your kids or your grandkids, friends or neighbors' kids, or, well, toddlers of any age.
Oh, see you next time.